All right, it is time to get gourmet, and this is something that has over 1,335 five-star or 100, yes, let's five-star reviews. Sometimes I write numbers and then I can't read them. This is perfect. It is that fancy delicacy at a great price. $121 for 10 of these 6-ounce gourmet stuffed scallops in shells. You are getting free shipping and handling today. This is what you'd find at that 5-star white tablecloth restaurant without the price. Item number M84654. Brittany Rastelli is joining me to talk a little bit more about these because this is something that could be a side, but really is that center of the plate meal that we look for because you've got so much in the stuffed scallop shell.
Yes, this is a lot. This is a 6-ounce stuffed scallop shell. So there's a lot going on in here. Like you said, this can certainly be the center of our plate, surf and turf, appetizer, if you're just doing heavy app. So what we have here is an actual scallop shell. And then this has whole scallops throughout your stuffy, as well as whole shrimp, and then shredded and chopped lobster meat as well. And the stuffy is a mixture. Oh, sorry. These are just popping out. There's like
it's just
another whole
falling
shrimp
off
right here.
of the shell.
Exactly. The stuffy is a mixture of buttery cracker crumble that we're using as a breadcrumb and some sherry, a little bit of Romano cheese. We have a tiny bit of celery through here. And the flavor is so incredible. When I baked these for the first time here, everybody asked me if I was baking cookies because it just gives off a really pleasant aroma in your home. But the stuffy itself, again, it has all 3 of those seafoods throughout. And then the little scallop shell on the bottom is just an added touch to make it something elevated, something fun, something different. And this is really easy to prepare at home as well. Again, another item that's very labor intensive and takes a while to make for us at Egg Harbor is incredibly easy for you to do at your home.
And the fact that you're getting this delivered to your home where it is that restaurant fancy white tablecloth quality that you can have in the comfort of your own home for your guests, for your family. Now, we talk a lot when we talk about Egg Harbor and Rastelli's about knowing your source. And I think that's so important, especially when we talk about something that is this gourmet.
Yes, absolutely. All of the seafood has been carefully chosen to, mend together this. And I think the QVC customer is really loving it as well. You know, we're just so excited to hear about the reviews and have people reach out to tell us how much they are enjoying these stuffies and the flavor and the ease and the fun that they have with them. I mean, this is always a really special centerpiece to have, and it's also easy enough that you could just make one if you'd like for dinner. And it's going to take a half hour in your oven or in your air fryer or your toaster oven, and you're going to have a really beautiful meal as well. And there's a lot of different things that we can do with our scallops as well.
Okay.
Let's say that you want to celebrate something really special and you want to do something special, but you don't want a lot of ingredients. A Faroe Island salmon like we just showed a moment ago, or like a flatter fish, like a piece of flounder or sole that you can roll. I take one scallop shell, I take it out and defrost it, so it's out of the shell at this point, and then I just take half of it. You could even do 3 pieces of fish and cut it into thirds, just because this is so plentiful. And then I either stuff or coat or roll my fish. In this case, I'm just kind of putting it on the top here. And then this becomes a restaurant quality dish that we did in a matter of minutes.
Wow.
So that went into the oven on 350 for 25 minutes. And our result is this really beautiful, like kind of like a crab imperial style fish. When you see that in the seafood restaurants, but instead you have the scallop, the lobster, and the shrimp stuffed piece of fish. And I love
I just
preparing
love
this at
that
home.
you take the intimidation factor out of this for us. and allow us to have this gourmet restaurant quality food in our homes. This is the time, if you have not tried Egg Harbor, this brand, this is the time to try it. Get this home for $121, free shipping and handling. If you can lock in that auto delivery, you are getting these every 60 days for a year. It breaks down to like $12 a piece for these large, oversized 6-ounce gourmet stuffed scallops in that shell. It is that incredible flavor profile where you're getting the shrimp, the lobster, the butter, the garlic, the sherry. Now, Brittany is showing how they're going to come to you at your door. These are freeze-dried, right, Brittany?
Yep, these are individually packaged and blast frozen for you. And John, I wanted to point out, these are still raw. This is something that you are cooking at home. You are not heating and eating. So this is something that you are going to prepare at home that is going to cook. So this stuffy in here, again, I always like to stress that the seafood items, at least a lot of them, you know, in this nature, are not a heat and eat.
Yeah,
so
that's
this
a
is
good
something
call
that you're still cooking that at home. And then you just take it from that state and then you put it onto either a sheet pan. The food stylists at QVC gave me a great idea. They showed me that they were cooking these actually in a cupcake pan.
Oh.
So there wasn't, you know, nothing was moving. Not that they move, but I did that at home a couple times as well. But they go from, you know, this beautiful golden brown just because of the butter and the buttery cracker crumble that we have going on in there.
Good. And when you think of, you know, Mother's Day coming up, Father's Day, you know, graduations, birthdays, special events, you can have this on hand for those events or give this as a gift. I think of, you know, my dad for Father's Day. Father's Day rolls around and I never know what to get him. This is that great way to give the gift of food, family, togetherness, and delicious restaurant quality meals. For $121, you are getting 10 of these large gourmet stuffed scallops. That breaks down to $12 a piece. If we went to a restaurant, the meal itself there would be no way you could get this for $12. So make sure you are placing those orders. Lock in that auto delivery every 60 days for a year. There's a reason there are over 133 5-star reviews for this. Call 800-500-7590 and check out of those carts if you have this, because this is a super popular item here at QVC. So it does not stick around for long when we have it in stock.
No, it doesn't. And John, I always like to show everyone, you know, if somebody's saying like, that looks great, but I don't need 10 of them. I was just going to do that for, you know, a special occasion for 4 of us. What am I going to do with the other 6? I always like to show everyone this option because I think this is really fun and it makes it a little bit more casual. So I defrosted one of my scallops here. And then I am going to add just a tiny bit of mayo and a little bit of sour cream. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit of shredded cheese. And then I will mix that together and bake that in the oven for a triple seafood dip.
Oh.
So this will be, instead of a crab dip, we'll have the scallops, the whole shrimp, the lobster, because again, this is a lot of seafood in here. So it's not something that has a ton of filler, and you can use this as a dip if you want to have some charcuterie and a little bit of pretzels and pita chips and pita bread and
oh, I love that combo. And okay, well, I'll be adding this. I'll be adding this to my recipe list. My angel here in the studio, Jordan, gave me the written out recipe for the salmon dip you gave earlier. So I am going to be adding this to my list of recipes. And I love that you were able to, you know, make that salmon dish with this as well. So if you picked up the salmon, which has been flying out the door here, this is that great time to pick up something that will pair really well with it, or you can have like in tandem with it. But do not miss out on trying this.
No, not at all. So look how fun that is. I mean, that's just something you can do to make it a little bit more casual. You know, let's say it's people drop by, or you know that you need to have, you know, a snack. This is perfect. I mean, you could just make one and just share it with one other person. My husband and I do that a lot. He's like a big dip fan when he's watching sports.
I am the same. Not always, not when I'm watching sports, but I am a dip connoisseur. That and chicken nuggets, I guess, are my two specialties.
I love that. Yeah, he'll just,
But,
you know.
but you've revolutionized the way I work in the kitchen. So this is another one that you can have and you can feel like you are getting that restaurant quality meal in the comfort of your own home. But do not miss out on the chance to pick this up when you can lock it in at that price and get that auto delivery every 60 days for a year. Item number M84654. All right, now this is another item